Yo, what's good everyone? Today I'm going to be breaking down some of my favorite NHL DFS plays for this Thursday, November 2nd slate. We got ourselves 12 games here tonight. Like I always do, I'm going to break down a couple of my favorite line stacks, some of my favorite individual plays, and then we'll wrap up the video with 3 low-priced options or sub 4K forward plays. With that being said, let's dive right into this. And we're going to kick things off here with the 12 games that we have tonight, putting those graphics up on the screen right now where you can see the money lines, you can see the over-under. We got the Panthers here at Red Wings, Lightning at Blue Jackets, Hurricanes at Rangers, Islanders at Capitals, Maple Leafs at Bruins, and then the Devils at Wild. Next set of games here, we got the Stars at Oilers, Jets at Golden Knights, Predators at Kraken, Kings at Senators, which I meant to put on the previous graphic. That is an earlier game here tonight. We got the Canadiens at Coyotes, and then wrapping it up there with the Canucks, heading into San Jose to play the Sharks. And then here's a quick little schedule update to wrap up this week. This is the last NHL DFS video here for this week, but I do have 2 NFL DFS videos coming out this weekend. One tomorrow breaking down my favorite cash game plays, and then Saturday I'll be breaking down my favorite tournament or GPP plays. With all that being said, let's dive into a couple of line stacks that I like here for tonight. The first being that first line for the Ottawa Senators. We got Tim Stützle centering Brady Tkachuk and Claude Giroux. Now, don't get me wrong, this is a tougher matchup at home tonight against the Los Angeles Kings. Cam Talbot's been playing better goaltending for them than probably anyone expected. Plus, you have a little revenge narrative there with him as well, playing against his former team. But on a 12-game slate like this, when there's a lot being offered, I'm trying to find a line that can 4x their value, even at an expensive price tag like these guys are here. And I know this line can do that when they're on their game. They've been playing well so far this year. They've combined for 10 goals, 16 assists, 26 points in 8 games, averaging over 3 points per game. So again, I know the upside is definitely there with them. You're going to see Tkachuk and Stützle play up on the number 1 power play, and then Giroux plays down on the second, but these 3 do log big minutes together 5-on-5. And then a cheaper line stack that I like here tonight was that first line for the Vancouver Canucks. We got Elias Pettersson centering Andrei Kuzmenko and Ilya Mikheyev. Another cheaper line stack that stuck out to me was that third line for the Los Angeles Kings. Philip Deneau centering Trevor Moore and Arthur Kaliev. Honestly, really any one of those top 3 lines, I think we could run back in that Senators game tonight. But overall, I do like this line here for Vancouver as well. Great matchup on the road here against the San Jose Sharks, who've allowed 3.78 goals per game this season, the 3rd most in the NHL. And these 3 have put up solid numbers so far this year. 9 goals, 19 assists, 28 points in 9 games. Again, averaging over 3 points per game. A lot of that has come from Elias Pettersson, but you got 2 really cheap wingers to pair him with in Kuzmenko and Mikheyev. And speaking of, you're going to see Pettersson and Kuzmenko play up on the number 1 power play. Mikheyev plays down on the second, but again, another line that plays big minutes together, 5-on-5. Now, folks, before we dive into some of my favorite individual plays here, if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate that. You helped us get to 3,500 subs yesterday. I really do appreciate that, everyone. Every like, comment, and sub on this channel truly does go a long way through the YouTube algorithm. Not to get analytical on you guys, but you certainly have been a big help this year, and again, I really do appreciate it. Next goal here is to get to 4,000 subs, so if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. I got hockey content coming out to you guys all year long. Alright, now diving into these individual plays here, we're going to kick it off with the forwards. First guy that I want to highlight is Matthew Tkachuk of the Florida Panthers, priced at $8,200 in a matchup on the road against the Detroit Red Wings. Look, everyone, it will not be long before Tkachuk has a massive blow-up game. I'm talking 30, 35 plus Draftkings points. Look at these numbers here. Right now, he's got 4.6 expected goals, a Corsi percentage of 67%, and he's got 34 shots on net through 8 games, but has just 1 goal and 6 assists to show for it. There's some major positive regression coming his way, so I want to get ahead of that if at all possible. You're going to see him play on that second line and number 1 power play tonight. The next guy I got here then is Joel Eriksson of the Minnesota Wild, priced at $6,700 tonight in a matchup at home against the New Jersey Devils. Eriksson leads this Wild team in points with 5 goals, 5 assists, 10 through 9 games. He's second on the Wild in expected goals at 3.8 and shots on goal at 27. You're going to see him play on the second line in number 1 power play, but what I really like is he just got his best winger back and the second best winger on this Wild team in Matthew Boldy. I don't even mind doing a little stack there with that second line of those two and Marcus Johansson. Now, you didn't see this next play here on the first forward graphic that I put on this video, so call it a bonus play if you will, but I don't want to overlook Cole Caulfield and really the Montreal Canadiens here tonight, who have been playing well to start the season, but I like this matchup on the road against the Arizona Coyotes, who are playing on back-to-back nights. Just played in Anaheim last night, then they got to travel back to Arizona. Certainly not a far travel schedule, but traveling that late at night and playing on back-to-back nights, I kind of like targeting against that. And Caulfield's been great so far this year. Leads the Canadiens in shot attempts with 77. He's got 37 shots on goal, 4 goals, 6 assists, 10 points through 9 games. Playing up on that first line in #1 power play. And this Coyotes team has really struggled on the penalty kill this year, just hitting at a 74.1% rate, the 6th worst in the NHL. Now, getting back on track here with the initial forward plays, going down to Adrian Kempe here in the 5K range, $5,900 to be exact. Like I said, I kind of like any one of those top 3 lines for the Los Angeles Kings tonight in this matchup against the Ottawa Senators. I'm going to be stacking this game up, I think, quite a bit in tournaments, but I really do like Kempe here. 3 goals, 6 assists, 9 points through 9 games, and leads this team with 4.9 expected goals, leads the team in shot attempts, and shots on goal. Shooting the puck is never an issue for Adrian Kempe, playing up on that first line and #1 power play. Another forward that I like here in the mid-5K range is Jared McCann of the Seattle Kraken, priced at $5,600 tonight in a matchup at home against the Nashville Predators. After having just scored 1 goal in his first 5 games, he started to turn it on here as of late, putting up 4 goals, 2 assists, 6 points in his last 5 games. He also leads his team in shot attempts with 63 and shots on goal with 33. You're going to see him play down on the third line, but still log solid minutes, around 18 minutes per night, getting time on that #1 power play. And it is worth noting here that the Predators have really struggled on the penalty kill this year, 3rd worst PK at just 69%. Now, dipping into the 4K range, Andrei Kuzmenko, who I highlighted earlier during the line stacks, was my favorite play there. So I got another guy here that I'm going to highlight in the low 5K range. That's Brandon Hagel of the Tampa Bay Lightning, priced at $5,200 in a good matchup on the road against the Columbus Blue Jackets. Hagel's been off to a great start this year. 6 goals, 4 assists, 10 points in 10 games. He's also second on this Lightning team in expected goals at 3.6, so the opportunities have been coming for him, and he's been finishing on those chances. Now, he does play down on the third line and gets time on that #2 power play, but still a guy who's averaged around 17 minutes per game so far this season. Now, moving over here to the defensemen, and being that it's a 12-game slate here tonight, 24 different teams playing, there's obviously some nice spend-up options. One guy I would be willing to spend up for here tonight is Evan Bouchard of the Edmonton Oilers, priced at $6,300 in a matchup at home against the Dallas Stars. You know, I've mentioned this a few times throughout the year already. One of the better offensive defensemen we have in the NHL that has great upside playing with his specific team in the Edmonton Oilers, you know, really thriving on their #1 power play, which is scored at a 24% rate this year and will likely only get better. So far this year, he's got 3 goals, 6 assists, 9 points in 8 games, while putting up 27 shots on net. Another offensive defenseman that I like here tonight is Quinn Hughes of the Vancouver Canucks. We can stack him up with that first line that I highlighted earlier, really targeting that #1 power play, considering the San Jose Sharks have not been great on the penalty kill this year, and again, a team that just struggles defensively in general, having allowed 3.78 goals per game this season, 3rd most in the NHL. I like the way that Hughes is playing right now. 3 goals, 8 assists, 11 points in 9 games, while putting up 33 shots on net. Again, playing up on the #1 power play and logging 24 plus minutes per night. But not to get away from the Hughes brothers here, want to highlight Luke at $4,400 tonight in a matchup on the road against the Minnesota Wild. Look, Luke Hughes' price is coming up here as of late, but his game is also coming around too. After being held off the score sheet in his first 3 games, he's got 1 goal, 5 assists, 6 points in his last 5. And again, just really targeting him on that very talented #1 power play for the Devils, which is scored at a 42.5% rate this year, the best in the NHL. Now, to be honest, everyone, I'm not in love with the 2 to 3K range here tonight for defensemen. There's some decent value plays there for sure, but usually there's 1 or 2 guys who are heavily mispriced. Really wasn't finding that on this slate tonight. Maybe something will populate later. If you haven't yet, you got to join the Discord channel. Link to do so in the description below. If you can't find that, let me know in the comments and I'll get it to you. Now, one guy that did stick out to me here was Keandre Miller of the New York Rangers, priced at $2,900 here tonight in a tougher matchup against the Carolina Hurricanes, but he has been productive offensively so far this year. 1 goal, 6 assists, 7 points through 9 games. Not bad for a guy priced here in the 2K range, playing around 21 minutes per night. Now, he does not get any time on the power play, but does log decent minutes on the penalty kill. And then I got a couple of goaltenders here for you guys. First being Logan Thomas. If I want to spend up tonight, he's $8,200. And look, if it's Nhl who starts for the Vegas Golden Knights, 100% okay playing him. Both those guys have been off to a really good start. Thompson himself is 4-0-0 to start the season with a save percentage of .930 and a goals allowed average of 2.21. Really solid numbers there. You got the Golden Knights, who are home favorites here at -165, and just one of the better defensive teams in the NHL, having allowed just 2.20 goals per game this year, the third fewest. And then if I'm looking to spend down at the goalie position here tonight, I like Jake Allen of the Montreal Canadiens, priced at $7,300, again on the road here against the Arizona Coyotes. Another goalie who's been off to a great start this year with a 3-0-1 record, save percentage of .930, and a goals allowed average of 2.63, while averaging 23 Draftkings points per game. That's largely due to how many shots on net the Montreal Canadiens allow, 35.2 per game. That's the third most in the NHL. And as always, going to wrap up this video here with 3 low-priced options or sub-4K forward plays. First guy that I got is Lucas Raymond of the Detroit Red Wings, priced at $3,900 here. Again, playing the Florida Panthers tonight. He's racked up 3 goals, 5 assists, 8 points in 10 games this year, playing up on that first line and number 2 power play. The next guy I got here then is William Karlsson of the Vegas Golden Knights, priced at $3,800 in a matchup at home against the Winnipeg Jets. Karlsson's been great this year. 3 goals, 8 assists, 11 points in 10 games, averaging over a point per game. I'll always take that when you're priced here in the 3K range, playing on that third line in number 2 power play. And then I got Nick Paul here, the Tampa Bay Lightning, priced at $3,600 here, again in a good matchup against the Columbus Blue Jackets. I know I've highlighted Paul a few times already this year, but as long as he remains on that second line with Steven Stamkos and up on that very lethal number 1 power play, I'm going to take advantage of him in this 3K range. He's put up 5 goals, 2 assists, 7 points in 9 games so far this year, and of those 7 points, 4 of them have come on the power play. Alright everyone, that is going to wrap up this video here for today. As always, thank y'all for taking the time out of your day to watch the content here on this channel. If you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate that. Let's have ourselves a great day here, folks. Let's win some money on this 12-game slate. In the meantime, I'm out of here.